Hey, what's up, YouTube? Leo Sheng here, host of the Extreme Philly Fishing Channel. Kinda had to do a loud but quiet intro at the same time because it is like 7:30 a.m. and there are actually a bunch of people behind the camera over here and I don't want to disturb them. But anyways, are you guys ready for another live listing fishing trip here on the YouTube channel? Well, ready or not, it is going to drop. You guys know that For the Asian has made its way all the way from the East Coast to the Pacific Northwest, the West Coast, right? I finally made it to the Salish Sea. More specifically, we're going to be exploring and fishing the Puget Sound here in the city of Edmonds in Washington State for the next few days. As you guys can see right now, I am right in front of the city of Edmonds Fishing Pier, right? And take a good look at this place because we are going to be hitting this place really hard for the next few days. There are going to be a lot of YouTube videos on it. And you know what? I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. I just couldn't resist the itch. Yesterday when I got off from the airport, it was getting afternoon to evening. Light was starting to get dim. So I didn't really shoot a YouTube video. However, I already hit the pier. I admit it. I am 100% a junkie when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, I ended up landing 5 lifers over here throughout the afternoon and the evening. I am going to talk a little bit more about that in this video. But as always, right, the main objective of this entire fishing trip is just for me to explore the Puget Sound, catch lifers, right, catch species of fish that I have never caught before on hook and line so that I can add it to my life list. Now, our main objective for today, per se, is to explore the pier a little bit more, see what's around, because, I mean, only 5 lifers from here yesterday. I am sure that this place has more to offer. That being said, let's hop on the pier real quick. I'm gonna give you guys a view of the environment. And man, let's get grinding. I do have to say that I am very excited about this entire fishing trip overall because this is my first time ever fishing the Salish Sea. This is an area that I have never ever fished before, right? I am walking towards the end of the pier. As you guys can see, beautiful environment right over here already. And the water is already getting pretty deep around these areas. But the thing is, you can't really fish around the marina over here or even right over here at the wall. They have signs over here that says that you can only fish towards the end of the pier. We're going to go there, check the circumstances for this morning, get our gear ready, and get ready to slay. Oh, that's beautiful. There are very few people fishing the pier this morning. There's actually one photographer right here on the right side. And I only see 1, 2, 3, 4 anglers, and they're all jigging for salmon over here, which is something that we may do in the near future in another YouTube video. But for now, for today, we're going to focus a little bit more on bottom fishing. This is looking good. This is definitely looking good. Sun is up and I am pretty much ready to catch some fish. Let me show you guys here real quick what we're going to be doing for this particular video, right? We're going to be playing what I call the tautog game. Like when I go on the East Coast fishing for tautog, the tautoga, onitis, it is all about the holes, right? In particular, the deeper ones are the ones that we're looking for. As you guys can see, the environment over here, right? It's all very, very rocky. You guys can see the line of rocks right over here, and it goes all the way out here where it kind of becomes a combination of sand plus rocks. We're going to be jigging right along this area over here, maybe even casting right over there. Now, let me tell you, the rules and regulations in Washington State are a little bit complicated. I am currently fishing here in the town of Edmonds, which is Zone 9, more specifically Marine Zone 9, which is called the Admiralty Belt, right, or Admiralty Inlet. If you were fishing in Washington State between certain zones, it is actually illegal to target, possess, keep, harvest any rockfish, members of the Sebastis genus. So let it be duly noted through this entire video that I'm going mainly for whatever bites. I am not targeting anything specifically. They may come up as bycatch, however, I would be extremely happy if a little scoping or different species of scoping actually showed up in this video, right? That is like really the main target for this morning. That being said, let me get my little stuff ready over here and let me show you what the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, has to offer. This is actually unbelievable. Half of this video is like the intro and talking about rules and regulations. But you know what? I need to get this out of the way, so may as well get out of the way on the first video of the series, right? I need you guys to know the stuff so that you understand why is it that I'm using the things that I'm going to be using throughout the series and why I'm doing the things that I am doing. So another thing to take in consideration with fishing the Puget Sound here in Washington is that you have to use barbless hooks. Yeah, saltwater fishing, barbless hooks for all species over here, with very few exceptions towards forage fish and forage fish jigs that I will talk about in the future. But yeah, barbless it is. So throughout this entire series, the majority of times, EPF is going to be using barbless hooks. As a matter of fact, as you guys can see, I'm getting started with an Euro Tackle 332-ounce jig with a little EPF swim barbless, right? I'm going to do a little barbless test over here so that you all understand what I'm talking about. All you need to do is grab a piece of clothing and then you stick your hook right through it, just like that. Look, see? It's through it. It's through the clothing, right? And then you stick it back, pop it right back. And that kind of shows that there is no barb, right? After all, if there was a barb, boy, your clothing be ruined, right? Another thing you need to take in consideration when fishing the state of Washington that is a little bit annoying is that one angler can only use one rod at a time for the majority of times. There are a few exceptions when it comes to forage fish that I'm going to talk about in the future. But for most of the series, yes, Extreme Fillet Fishing is going to be using one rod at a time. All right, now we really officially got all the rules and regulations out of the way. You guys are pros when it comes to Puget Sound, Washington State fishing now. Let's get down to this species, shall we? Oh yeah, first fish coming up on a piece of herring. Oh dude, it's a scoping. It's a little scoping, guys. I don't know if I have this scoping yet or not, but EPF swim wasn't really working. I'm gonna put this guy in the little Jackal egg bucket. EPF swim wasn't really working, so I decided to switch to a size 10 hook barbless. I'm gonna show you guys that this is barbless. Let me just twitch here real quick and it should come right off. Well, actually it didn't, but it is barbless. I'm gonna show you guys here real quick. Look at that. Size 10 barbless hook, right? Look at that. You see that? Barbless, right? I'm gonna do it again. See that? Barbless. One piece of herring, and we ended up catching what may be a new lifer for me right over here. We're going to double check. I just took plenty of photos of this little fella. Neat first catch of the day. However, it seems to me that I already caught this species yesterday. I am no expert when it comes to identifying this species. I'm going to leave these photos in this video so that you folks from the Pacific Northwest, if you're watching this right now, you can kind of help me out. I believe that this is what is called a padded scoping, the Arterius fenestralis, which turned out to be, to me yesterday, right, is species 321. That being said, I'm just going to release this little guy, but I'm going to show you, right? This is pretty much what I'm going for this morning, right? I really want the different species of saltwater scoping, and look at how tiny and cute this little fella is, huh? Just hopping along the rocks. Look at the patterns on its body. It's got some red coloration, right? Only two. Yeah, happy it goes all the way back. All right, good day to start. It was not a rockfish. I was really expecting our first catch of the day to be a rockfish to come up on the cut bait, right? But hey, that's good. That's very good news. Let's see if there's something different, maybe a little bit more colorful down there. I tell you what, the good news is that our Jerry's Bait Premium Select Frozen Herring is actually working. Hooking this bait on actually a barbless hook is a whole different ball game, I have to tell you that. It is something that I am not used to. I was probing the waters over here yesterday, and I kind of found this very deep hole, like right in front of me. You see how the line drops for quite a while? That's because the hole over here is a little bit deeper, you know? It is between 3 boulders, and I kind of realized that the scoping and some of the rockfish, they really like it here. That's where I've been getting all my bites. I've been dropping my line pretty much everywhere along these rocks over here on this side and also that side, and the bite has been very, very slow. I may really have to take my herring and start casting around the pilings over here or more outwards there in the pier, find some structure. Shiner perch. Look at that. This place is infested with these shiner perch everywhere. Member of the Cimatogaster genus, but this one is not really a lifer for me. I saw schools of them just feeding down there. Well, I tell you what, the rules and regulations here say that you can keep 15 of these a day and even use it as bait. So I am going to save this little guy over here for bait. Put it in the bucket for now. If you guys remember, I caught my life first shiner perch down in California, right? Cimatogaster aggregata. You never know when these are going to come in handy, so I'm gonna keep one in here for now. All right, come on, man. Bring me a fish. Finally found a good rocky structure right here by the pier. But this barbless hooks, man, baiting this barbless hooks is a whole different ball game for the thing to actually stay there. Hopefully we're going to land something soon. It's been a very slow day so far. Wherever it is, it's on. Or it was on. I think I lost it. Oh no, it's still on. Look at that. It's just tiny. Super, 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 super tiny. Wow, what is that? That looks like something that I definitely don't have yet on my life list. Holy smokes. Yo, my day just got so much better. Oh, look at that. Barbless hooks. Barbless hooks. I'm telling you, put it in the bucket, man. Whatever that is, put it in the bucket. Been so slow the whole morning, you know what I'm saying? Finally got something over here that I may not have yet. Look at that. What is that? You know, folks, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Things have been so slow on this pier today. Let me just show you. If you have ever come to the Edmonds Pier, okay, there's one fella fishing for salmon over there. There's one more fella fishing on the other side of the pier. Anyone who has ever come to this place knows that rarely there are only 3 people, myself included, fishing this pier. That's how bad it has been. The whole morning, I've been punching the rocks. And I did catch a few quillback rockfish, the Sebastis Mellinger, which was a new species for me actually yesterday, right? Today I have just been releasing them and stuff like that immediately. And then this little fella showed up. This is actually a black eye goby, and mind you, this fish did come from a pretty deep portion here of the Puget Sounds, so this one is pretty much dead. It saddens me to say this, but it is legal for me to use it as bait here in the state of Washington, so I'm going to chop it up. We are not going to waste it, okay? But yeah, I'm gonna put the photo here in this video so that you guys know that this is indeed a lifer for me, my first one ever, okay? And let me tell you, we are currently at 326, I believe. I know that you guys missed a lot of species in this trip so far, but I am going to talk more about it in the outro of this video, okay? And there is also the little scoping that we caught earlier that I thought it was a padded scoping. However, my friend Vince, aka Prickly Scoping, kind of let me know that that was actually a scaly head scoping, which turns out to be a different species too. So, I mean, the life listing has been going exceptionally well when it comes to the spear, but YouTube footage wise, we need to catch some more fish for you guys to see. Well, I figure we should do this outro before the sun sets, right? It is about 6:30 p.m. right now. I'm going to do a little bit more of fishing after this outro, but I figured this is enough for today's video. I did complain that the action was very slow over here today, but you know what? I'm not really surprised. It is my first time here in this little town, and thus it is my first time fishing the spear, right? I'm still kind of figuring things out, and I mean, I am going to leave all the species that we caught over here, right? We landed like 4 different species of fish, a good quantity of the scaly head scoping as well, right? I kind of ended up figuring it out how to catch them. Not to mention that 2 out of those 4 were actually lifers for me, right? Including a very beautiful black eye goby. I would like to emphasize, I don't know how rare that species is here in the Puget Sound, but I found one, just one, the entire day. Anyways, I have here a list of species that I have caught during this trip so far. Before we continue with the series, I want to go through all the species with you guys so that you don't miss out on anything, right? The Inner Circle Snapchat is already on top of their games, but you folks, right? So anyways, first evening that I was here, I actually landed a few lifers, right? Including the brown rockfish, the Sebastes auriculatus. I also landed a very neat spotted redfish, the Hydrolagus collier. That was my first ever chimera. I was very happy about that. We also landed some Pacific staghorn scoping, and I think that pretty much covers everything. I have a list here with about 60 species that you can find in the Puget Sound, and I still got 2 more days here at the Spear. We should be able to land quite a few more lifers in upcoming videos, right? The little surf perch that I wasn't able to catch today, you bet I'm gonna be here during low tide tomorrow. Probably the next video on the channel. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching Tie Lines, and take it easy. Yeah, boy. Tiny. Very tiny. Probably a little tiny rockfish. Yep, that's what it is. Be catching these little fellas the whole day. Little quillback rockfish. Easy now. Sebastes Mellinger. Right? Release immediately, right? Back he goes.